Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today is Tuesday, December 10th, uh, 2024, 2024. We are gathered for our weekly administrative matters meeting. We'll call this meeting to order. As is our tradition, we shall begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you all very much. My name is John Kafalis, currently the chair of the Board of County Commissioners, joined by my colleague, Commissioner Jody Chaddock McNally, and Kristen Stevens will not be joining us this morning. Across the way, we have Lindsay with the Clerk and Recorder's Office, keeping notes and recording this public meeting. Our County Manager, Lorinda Volker, and Sarah Martin from our Commissioner's Office. Thank you all for being here. We begin with public comment. If you were here in person, you'd see that we have a sellout crowd this morning. Indeed, we have one of our stalwart individuals from our community. Cindy, if you would please join us, and if you would please introduce yourself, and I think you know the routine.
Thank you. Cindy Buckhart, president of the Larimer County 4-H Foundation. I've missed you all, so I had to make sure I come back. We've put on a Christmas party for the foster and adoptive families last Saturday, so I had my hands kind of busy into that. I've been attending these meetings and spending 3 minutes on several occasions discussing the status of the Larimer County 4-H Foundation being called a nonprofit so that the ranch and you, the county commissioners, can collect funds for our activities at the ranch. 2 weeks ago, we hosted our third craft show, and we were charged nearly $2,000 for the use of the McKee building, of which we did all the setup, tear down, and cleanup. We are now facing our 66th annual Larimer County 4-H Foundation Carnival, with an estimate of nearly $12,000 to use the facilities at the ranch. This is unheard of. There is no precedent for such a charge. In fact, the precedent is that the Larimer County 4-H Foundation has never been charged for the use of the Larimer County facilities in its 70-year history. That is, until now. So what is the change? The director of the ranch and the 3 commissioners is the change, but why this year? According to the McKee Trust, that apparently is being interpreted by the ranch director for the basis of these charges and backed by you. Again, I ask, why this year? A few weeks ago, while I was here, you all stated you would look into this. As of today, our foundation has not heard a word. Commissioner Stevens stated that there had to be a charge for the setup and cleanup. Why is that? Why does there have to be a charge? There never has been. Is Larimer County struggling financially? If that's the case, then why is it budgeted $100,000 for an employee to be hired at the ranch? All of Larimer County 4-H are nonprofit organizations, and they are not charged, so why is the foundation being treated differently? Why is one person making a decision that the Larimer County 4-H Foundation is not 4-H, hence the name 4-H? I spoke to many people throughout Larimer County, and not one has been favorable about charging the Larimer County 4-H Foundation for the use of the Larimer County facilities at the ranch. $12,000 is a significant amount of money. We recently approved the funding of a group of youth to attend a national competition. The cost is approximately $8,000. We budget $8,000 to support the Larimer County 4-H shooting sports programs. We lose $12,000 in these programs, and the youth we support will suffer significantly. We support hundreds of Larimer County youth in their 4-H endeavors. Is this now going to be restricted due to the lack of funds due to paying to use facilities and staff that are financed by the citizens of Larimer County? I would appreciate an explanation in writing as to why Larimer County has decided after 70 years to change the Larimer County 4-H Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Sarah, did anyone register to offer public comment as of our deadline of 4:30 yesterday?
No, Commissioner.
So there's nobody via phone or...
No.
carrier pigeon or?
No.
Okay. Then we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting. Commissioner Shattuck McNally, any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ms. Burkhart, thank you for coming. I appreciate all your efforts and volunteerism and dedication to 4-H and to foster families. It is commendable for all the years of service that you have given to the community. I do believe you have been here quite a few times. We have heard your comments and also asked questions, and I believe staff have emailed you a couple of times now with a response. And so I'm letting staff and those emails, which I have read, kind of stand as our response. And I do appreciate the work you do, but we have to treat all nonprofits the same. And so I'm leaving what has been sent in emails and as our formal statement. Thank you.
Thank you. I know that our ranch director there's an email communication. I think he's done his best to be responsive to your inquiries, and there seems to be a difference of opinion about how things are handled. I've heard different things about the $12,000 charge. Nonprofits, generally speaking, ought to get a break, and I believe they do. The system is set up that way. I don't have anything else to add, Cindy. I think the communication is between you and staff, and we're aware of that, and that's all I have to say. Yes. But in the event that we don't see you perhaps next week or before Christmas, I do want to wish you and your family happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I guess we'll move on. Approval of minutes. I reckon you're the one.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I move to approve the minutes for the week of November 26, 2024.
Thank you for the motion, proper motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved 2-0. We now move on to review of the commissioner's schedule upcoming week or beyond. Sarah, please. Have a good day, Cindy.
This is the commissioner's schedule for December 16th through the 21st, 2024.
Gosh.
On Monday, December 16th from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Colorado Department of Transportation statewide Transportation Advisory Committee and Transportation Commission coordination meeting. From 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., there will be a work session with Mark Pfaffinger, Support Services Director, regarding internal services in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. From 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Larimer Epidemiology Work Group meeting. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., there will be an elected officials lunch at the Rio Grande Mexican Restaurant at 143 West Mountain Avenue in Fort Collins. From 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a work session with Leslie Ellis, Director of Community Planning, Infrastructure, and Resources in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., there will be land use items with the Development Review Team. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it will be in the hearing room on the first floor or virtually via Zoom. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., the Commissioners will attend the Larimer County Fair and Rodeo Appreciation Dinner at the Home Run Bar and Grill at 5290 Arena Circle in Loveland. On Tuesday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be an Administrative Matters meeting in the hearing room on the first floor. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., the Commissioners will attend the Community Corrections Advisory Board Holiday Luncheon at the Moot House at 2626 South College Avenue in Fort Collins. From 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m., there will be administrative direction to county management in the Sprague Lake Conference Room on the second floor. From 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., the Commissioners will attend the Ranger Brendan Unit Community Service Award ceremony in the hearing room on the first floor. On Wednesday, December 18th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Big Thompson Watershed Partnership meeting. From 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be a liquor license hearing for Funkworks LLC in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. From 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a work session with Lori Hodges, Director of the Office of Emergency Management in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. From 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., Commissioners may attend the Landings Youth Center grand opening ceremony at 814 East 16th Street in Loveland. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Commissioner Kafalis may attend the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Advisory Board meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it will be in the Carter Lake Conference Room on the first floor or virtually via Zoom. On Thursday, December 19th, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Commissioners will attend a state delegation legislative breakfast at the Boyd Lake Conference Room on the first floor. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., Commissioner Kafalis may participate in the virtual Medicaid System of Care / Intensive Behavioral Health Services Stakeholder Feedback Session. From 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual North Front Range Metropolitan Planning Organization Finance Committee meeting. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Colorado Counties, Inc. and Commissioner of Agriculture check-in meeting. From 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., Commissioner Kafalis will attend the Board of Health meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it will be at the Department of Health and Environment at 1525 Blue Spruce Drive in Fort Collins or virtually via Zoom. On Friday, December 20th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Middle Income Housing Authority Board meeting. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Colorado Fire Commission prescribed fire subcommittee meeting. From 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., Commissioner Kafalis will speak at the Longest Night Memorial event at the Murphy Center for Hope at 242 Conifer Street in Fort Collins. On Saturday, December 21st, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., Commissioner Kafalis will attend the Mujeres de Colores Las Posadas gift event at the Northside Aslan Community Center at 112 East Willow Street in Fort Collins.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Melissa and Brenda, who worked together on our schedule. I wanted to go back to the 18th. I may zoom into the EDI board meeting. It all depends on how long the ceremony for the landing goes. So just wanted to kind of give that heads up. And then on Thursday, the 19th, after the breakfast, our legislative breakfast, I'm going to go for a while on the tour with the legislators and the sheriff inside the jail, and I just thought that we should note that just in case anyone else joins us. And then if we go by an office event, even though it's a social event, I know my colleagues might come through as well. Is that something we should note? Okay. And then I think that is it. Thank you.
I just have one thing to add for your consideration. I think I'd like it to be included. And on Tuesday night, December 17th, I will be attending my wife and I will be attending the Dance Express Christmas Rose performance at the Lincoln Center at the Magnolia Theater. I want folks to know about that group. And they've also asked me to say a few words in the beginning before the show starts, the performance. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, let's see. I guess I'm next. Consent agenda. Well, consent agenda, administrative routine. We go through it rather quickly. The details of all the documents are online. There's a motion to approve the agenda. The commissioners have the option of pulling an item off, or certainly we can speak to a particular item a little bit if we wish. So, with that, the consent agenda for Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. I also wanted to mention, my recollection is December 10th is International Human Rights Day. I think we all agree that human rights are important. So the first item is abatements, petition for abatement, refund of taxes. This has to do with the refund amount is in excess of $10,000 with the assessor's office for a vacant property for 2023 tax year. Then we move on to the next categories, agreements, and there are various agreements, 7 agreements, it looks like, different things. I'll try to go through this quickly. Number 1, agreement to terminate the Poudre Valley Rural Electric Association, PBREA, indefeasible right of use amendment. Historical Society, the county is the grantor, the Berthoud Historical Society is the grantee. This agreement grants non-exclusive access easement to the Berthoud Historical Society for the purposes of maintaining, restoring, and/or removing the historic beet shack on the county's Little Thompson Farm property located west of Berthoud. This is in perpetuity. There's Mark. Next, we have easement and right-of-way agreement. This is with the Fort Collins Loveland Water District, PE-01. Permanent easement granted by the county to the water district for the installation of the district's new water line on the north side of Trilby Road, west of County Road 19, Taft Hill Road. This will serve as a water storage tank facility. This is land owned by the county, our solid waste department, and the dollar amount the district is compensating the county in the amount of rounded off 2,761. Next, we have number 4, intergovernmental agreement, maintenance security of the Vistan Smith Park, Round Mountain Trailhead and Prairie Ridge Natural Area. Got to hike around there a while back in September. I didn't realize it's a pretty neat place. Recurring agreement between the county and the city of Loveland regarding this natural area, and in particular the Round Mountain Trailhead. And this also involves the Prairie Ridge Natural Area, so there's a connection here. This agreement has been previously approved multiple times by our Natural Resources Department. They will provide ground maintenance, security, etc. The terms of this agreement are January 1 of this year through December 31 of next year. The dollar amount is approximately $231,000. To be precise, $231,118. Number 5, easement and right-of-way agreement, also with the Fort Collins Loveland Water District. This is PE-03. Permanent easement granted by the county to the district for the installation of the district's new water line on the north side of Trilby Road, west of Taft. And again, this is all tied in with the water storage tank facility. Dollar amount here is $18,490.56. Easement number 6, easement and right-of-way agreement, also with the water district. So there are various agreements here for right-of-way, PE-05. Again, similar, the overall project. In this case, the dollar amount is $11,393.40. And all of these last two are perpetual. The terms are perpetual. Number 7, moving right along, grant award letter, intergovernmental agreement, State of Colorado. involving our community corrections grant award terms and conditions for Victims of Crime Act VOCA program, allowing the county to continue funding a victim witness specialist for community justice alternatives, provide support activities, wide range of direct services for victims of crime. Terms are January 1 of the new year through December 31 of 2025. Dollar amount is $55,931. Moving right along, appointments, recommended appointment to the retirement board. Appoint this individual, Julia LaPlante, full-term appointment to the retirement board beginning January 1 of next year, of the new year, and ending in 3 years, December 31, 2028. Liquor licenses, liquor license renewal, JJ's, they're on that wonderful corner that we all know in Fort Collins. Retail liquor store approval and issuance. Moving on to miscellaneous, we have various items here. Yep, we sure do. 11. The first one is a stipulation between the county, the attorney's office gets involved with these. An adjustment to the property value. This is OBGYN Investments LLP, tax years 2021, 2022, etc. Number 2, under miscellaneous, Fort Collins I-25 Interchange Corner LLC stipulation. Also a stipulation, tax year 2024. That's all I'll say about that. Number 3, Colorado Parks and Wildlife concurrence letter. Letter of concurrence relates to CPW, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, efforts to renew the lease agreement between the CPW and the Colorado State Land Board for access to several sections of land in the county. For example, these leases make up part of the Cherokee, Dead Tree, Douglas Reservoir, Twin Sister, Young's Gulch, state wildlife areas, the northwest part of the county, etc. Number 4, this is a recommendation to sign the letter. Number 4, temporary easement, Fort Collins Loveland Water District. Let's see. Temporary, this is regarding construction, temporary easement granted by the county to the water district. Same project, dollar amount here. The district is compensating the county $2,281.74. Want to make sure that folks know we don't just round things off around here. We are very precise. Moving right along. Yes, that's right. The county manager mentioned all of this. We have another temporary easement, 2 more temporary easements related to installation, construction, etc. The number 5 temporary easement is in the dollar amount of $8,885.02. The next temporary easement, again with the Fort Collins Loveland Water District, is in the dollar amount of $7,670.81. Item number 7, Larimer County Natural Resources Land Stewardship Advisory Board bylaws, updating of the bylaws. We've been doing that with all of our boards and commissions. Number 8, statement of authority to purchase land. Larimer County Statement of Authority authorizing our ranch director, Connor McGrath, the authority to execute instruments conveying, encumbering, or otherwise affecting title to real property, commonly known as 6025 and 6125 Andalusian Road in Loveland, north of the current ranch complex. You still with me? And we had a robust discussion of this and the proposed updated ranch master plan yesterday, Monday, in work session, and all of those documents are online. Let's see, number 9, another stipulation. See, 9, 10, 9 and 10 are stipulations. The first one is tax year 2024. They're both tax year 2024. Again, these are adjustments, agreed upon adjustments in terms of the value of the property. Number 11, legislative agenda. So we've been working very diligently, in particular our legislative coordinator in our public affairs office. This is our agenda that we will share with our state legislators. And it basically highlights the priorities that we've identified, particular legislation based on our values, and what are things that will impact how we provide services at the county level. And puts in place processes in terms of subject matter experts and allows us to engage in the legislative process in a much more informed and intentional and effective way. And our legislative coordinator, Shane Atkinson, deserves tons of credit. Finally, resolutions. Yes. Resolution approving intercounty loan from the Solid Waste Fund to the Ranch Fund. This is approve the resolution of an intercounty loan from the Solid Waste Fund. A reminder, the Solid Waste Department is an enterprise, and these are funds that are generated over the years through fees that commercial haulers and private folks pay to dispose of their solid waste and to recycle and all the rest. This is $3 million. This is a loan. It will be paid back rather quickly, I think within a year's time. And just to help with the purchase of the property is a great opportunity. And then also similar, different source, resolution approving intercounty loan from the Conservation Trust Fund to the Ranch Fund. This one is in the dollar amount of $2 million. And both of these will help us regarding the purchase of this property, which will ultimately help the community and help us to continue to move forward regarding the ranch. Well, gee whiz, I'm done. Thank you for sticking with it there, Commissioner. I'm obligated to ask you the question, do you wish to pull anything off the consent agenda?
Not today, Mr. Chair.
Oh, thank goodness. Good for you. Let's see. Oh, how about a motion, please?
Certainly, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the consent agenda for December 10th, 2024.
Thank you kindly. Lovely motion. Don't believe we have any discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That one passes 2-0. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Let's see. No guests. My goodness. No discussion items. Yay, Lindsay gets a break. Madam County Manager, would you let us know what you've been up to lately?
Certainly will, Commissioner. Thank you. I want to first remind everyone that the budget adoption hearing is tomorrow at 2:30 in this room. If anyone is interested in coming or listening in, it will be broadcast. And it will be a YouTube video that remains on the website. In terms of last week, I did meet with Estes Park Town Manager Travis Mihalik and Summit Stone Interim CEO Cindy Dodds. Those were both very informative meetings, and we do our best to develop relationships and maintain and nurture those with our municipal partners and our nonprofits. I had the opportunity to attend the third annual Early Childhood Provider Appreciation Awards event hosted by the Early Childhood Council of Larimer County. Commissioner Shattuck McNally was also there. Thank you for attending. Thad Paul, our Division Manager for Child and Youth Family Services, was a recipient. He received the 2024 Systems Builder Award for his work with CSU and with early child care providers, was recognized, and it was great to see his work recognized at that event. And then finally, the Sheriff's Office hosted their annual holiday luncheon. It's always great to see the deputies there, the folks that do business with our Sheriff's Office, folks in Timnath and Berthoud and Wellington are always invited as partner agencies, and some of those people were there as well. So it's a great event, long-standing event. event named after the former undersheriff, which is, I think, a very nice tribute to Ern Hudson and all he contributed to the community. So those are the highlights from last week. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much. Any questions or feedback? Okay. Appreciate all your hard work and important work. Let's see. Oh, commission. Oh, and now we do the commissioner thing. Commissioner activity reports. Commissioner Shattuck McNally.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Lorinda, I'll just build off what you had said, and it was quite a wonderful opportunity to get a chance to honor Thad Paul, and I serve as a commission liaison to the LICOG group so I see his work a lot, and I think it's wonderful the relationships and efforts and dedication to youth and families in our community. And I appreciate the Early Childhood Council of Larimer County for recognizing him, and Christina Taylor and all those. It was a packed room, and I'm glad he was recognized. So congratulations again to Thad. And yes, I attended also the Hudson luncheon, and I got to sit with lots of other folks from other elected offices and other opportunities, and that was exciting to get to connect with all of them. We had our Behavioral Health Policy Council meeting last week on Monday the 2nd. It's our December meeting where we spend all the different committees come together and have one group meeting, and we had some great presentations on an update from the numbers, because from the Longview Behavioral Health Center, because that was our meeting started at 8:00, and it was a year ago on December 2nd, 8:00, that we opened Longview Acute Care Center. And I just wanted to share real quick, it's been a great partnership and journey. We've had over 6,500 visits in that year. Over 3,000 were unique individuals. So there's a lot of folks who have sought help and received that. And 78% of those folks who come have arrived as a walk-in or drive-up. And so that's really a stark number. And it's great to see that we're able to help folks in need, and just commend our partners and Simmons Heart Partners, Health Partners, co-responder units from across the county, and many others, and all the nonprofit agencies that partner with us and with the Longview Center. Just important need. Obviously, the need was great. We know that. We knew that, and it's obviously working, and we appreciate all the work and focus. So happy anniversary to Longview Acute Care Center. We also talked and had a report from Amy Martonis, our Behavioral Health Service Director, who kind of gave a landscape and talked about all the meetings she's had and different task forces, and kind of that cross walk that she's doing with everyone, learning about the landscape. So that was really wonderful. We pretty much had it's not very often we had every elected office that sits on the council, from Timnath and Johnstown and Windsor and Loveland and Estes Park and Fort Collins and the county. And it was, and then a lot of our at-large elected folks are not elected, but people that we appoint. And so it was a really great discussion, and we had, it was just really a nice, warm discussion and good conversations and lots of great questions. And so I appreciated that very much. And then I took off to the Colorado Counties Incorporated Winter Conference, which was in Denver, and I was asked to present on a wildfire panel with the Sheriff's Commissioner for the state of Colorado, Commissioner Conway, Director Morgan of Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control, Director Matt McCombs, the State Forester and Director for the Colorado State Forest Service, Commissioner Ashley Stoltzman from Boulder County, who serves on the Wildland Urban Interface Code Board review that's coming, and we had some great information. There's going to be a webinar that I'm hoping we'll have staff there. I think they will be on January 17th. It's going to get some feedback about how this works, and I think it's important that we engage and ask good questions, because this has to be implemented I think July 1st or in July 2025. So it's coming, and they've been having a lot of conversations, and it was a great conversation of how we can work together as a state to address homeowners what we can do, because it's very limited what we can do to try to address insurance rates, but also litigation and kind of the challenges that are in front of us. We also had the conference on Tuesday and Wednesday. I spent a lot of time in different sessions on housing. The Behavioral Health Administration presented, just lots of other wonderful feedback. And of course, we did a lot of networking between my colleagues from across the state and sharing thoughts about what's coming up with the CCAP, with childcare. We all are facing similar challenges. And then it was heartening to know we're not in this alone, but still everyone's feeling the same challenges and frustrations. There are 60 commissioners who are leaving office, whether term limited or changes. And so we met a lot of the new folks that came on. So I met a lot of the new commissioners from across the state. And as of next year, CCI will have all 65 counties as a membership, which hasn't happened in 15 years. So the City County of Denver will be joining us. So it's going to be of a full house going forward. And I just kind of wanted to share that with you, Commissioner Kafalis, and the public, that it's a very active group and we had some pretty powerful conversations. We came back and I had the Regional Opioid Abatement Learning Forum through the Colorado Attorney General's office. They asked me to present a little bit on what we've been doing in Larimer County, and there's been some changes in their rules and how we report and stuff. So I wanted to bring that back. And then it was great to go downtown and celebrate small businesses and share with them the holiday season. I know they're super busy. Plan on walking. I've been shopping in all the downtowns. I have one more downtown to go shop at in Wellington. And so I've been trying to make sure I hit all the downtowns and do a little Christmas shopping and keep our money local, because 67 cents of every dollar we spend locally stays locally. So we spend $1 on shopping, and if you shop in a local business or downtowns, then they stay 67 cents of that stays locally. So I think that's important. On Thursday, we had our regional opioid abatement council meeting. That was a 3-hour meeting. We combined November and December into one meeting because we were voting on buckets and grantees. So what we were thinking about awarding grantees, there'll be those presentations. And it was a long meeting, but we got through it and we got a lot addressed. And in January, we'll be finalizing those contracts. But it's another over $2 million that we'll be handing out to the community. And exciting work, but important work to save lives. And then on Friday, we had just the luncheon. And then I went to the City of Loveland Legislative Policy Review reception, Mr. Chair, and the representatives from Senator Bennett and Hickenlooper's office, Congressman Lopez's, State Senator Janice Marchman, some of the city council members were there to listen, and Loveland City staff presented a lot of their legislative priorities and concerns. Some of those we worked together with City of Loveland on our response and recovery from the Alexander Mountain Fire and wildfire mitigation and broadband. So it was a great meeting. I went over by over a half hour. The conversations continued, and it was a remarkable day. And as I mentioned, I had been at the luncheon. I just want to take a moment to share about the passing of a wonderful veteran in Loveland, Tony Dimash. Was featured in the Veterans Magazine. He passed last week, right before one of his beloved events that he'd been planning and organizing since 2003, which is the Pearl Harbor recognition at Dwayne Webster Park. And Tony had been very instrumental in a lot of activities, veterans activities, the parade and the bell ringer. He was a bell ringer for a lot of years, and he passed and lost his battle with cancer. I don't know if people know a lot about Dwayne Webster Park, but Dwayne Webster, that park is dedicated to him, and it was renamed. It used to be Lakeside Park, and it was named several years ago with a lot of efforts from the veterans. But Dwayne Webster perished in Pearl Harbor. He was one of the first Lovelanders to die, Loveland residents to die in World War II. He is entombed in the USS Arizona He was in the attack at Pearl Harbor, and so if you haven't been to that park and read some of those things, I think it's important we keep talking about that and never forget. And all those um, service personnel who perished in Pearl Harbor, just an important day. And then I went to the Isaac Prowenza Latina Community Empowerment Clinic. The county, I think, had 2 or 3 tables there. Got to talk a lot with some of the providers and some of the residents and the board members and staff members of Isaac, and it was really an uplifting event. They do a really great job, and I appreciate Jordan from our office and the work that they do to get the word out about what commissioners do and the services we have. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair. It's been a busy week, and I just say I have really enjoyed the parades in Wellington and Berthoud, and that they had their traditional parades. That was gorgeous and wonderful. Lots of community out, and I just really enjoy this time of season. All the downtowns are lit up, and all the traditions of every unique community in Larimer County. It's great to participate and check them out. So, thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner. I suppose I'll share a few things. Last week, I was able to attend the North Fort Collins Business Association. They have their annual Coats and Boots holiday party at the Rocky Mountain Innosphere, and it's always a very nice event. And the schools that participated in the Coats and Boots, NFCBA raises a bunch of money. They work with groups like Jacks and Shields. Actually, yes, I think it was Shields. They figure out a way to get really nice coats, winter coats and boots at a discount. But the principals show up and they have thank you posters that the kids have made from the different schools, and so that's always a lot of fun. And I was able to secure the framed thank you from Harris Bilingual. So if you want to see that, stop by the office. Then, let's see, on Wednesday it was mentioned. Well, one thing wasn't mentioned. I was able to participate in the county new employee orientation, and I always enjoy doing that for lots of reasons. And uh, one of them is that I always get 5 nectar points for doing that. Um, but it's always good to interact with new folks, and it looked like a good crop of people. Must have been 25, 30 people or so. So that's always a lot of fun, and I know that when our public affairs director shows up, it's time for me to begin to wind down a bit. Yeah, well, you don't need all that. So let's see. As was mentioned, the Fort Collins Downtown Development Authority had their annual holiday, and actually, one of the main reasons I go is I get to hang out with the 3 generations of women barbers, Tony's Barbershop, and my wife Beth came, and we all sat around. Well, 2 of them, the youngest one, the new one, needed to go home. That was fun. Let's see. I'll try to get through this. Well, I'll just mention on Friday I spent the good part of the day in Denver chairing the State Board of Human Services rulemaking session, and we were able to move forward an emergency rule regarding increasing the cost of living adjustment, the Social Security Administration 2.5% increase, and that has implications for people on old age pension, AT&T and disabled Colorado supplemental. So they'll all be getting a whopping an additional $24 a month, if they're on those programs. But we spent a number of hours discussing first reading of a rule that has to do with what are called residential child care facilities. We focused on 2 sections, a lot of detail, a lot of good discussion, and we'll continue that discussion on January 10th. But it's actually coming out of activities that we did. Actually, the county was involved. I was involved in 2023 to emphasize the importance of meeting the needs of kids with high acuity needs, complex needs. If you'll recall that our human services folks talked about kids having to, there was no place to, there was no room at the end. There weren't proper services for kids, and so the child welfare folks would have to, they'd have to stay at the office, for example, or they'd have to go out of state. So this is a culmination of that. There was a bill passed last session, House Bill 1038. There was money appropriated, and this is part of figuring out some of those rules. That was Friday. I guess I'll mention that on Saturday I attended the at Hartside Hill the Larch. Um, Folks may be aware that Larch, they'll be building two homes, and they have a very unique model where people with intellectual or developmental disabilities live with uh, people different abilities, and so that was fun. It was their holiday update party, and I was glad to go, kind of low key. And then, of course, the empowerment clinic on Sunday. I've been having some ongoing conversations with Arpie Miller, with Isaac, to better understand how the county can support the community efforts regarding immigration related issues. So I guess that's all. Thank you for listening. Well, we have an executive session, and in a moment I'll ask Commissioner Shattuck McNally to offer the motion to move us into executive session. There'll be a discussion. We will make a decision, and therefore we'll come back out of executive session and consider a motion to that is before us. So, with that, Commissioner, would you please get us in there?
Certainly, Mr. Chair. I move the Board of County I move that the Board of County Commissioners move into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402 4F, personnel matters regarding waiver of policy 321.5, section 3.C.1 as it applies to Kristen Dansko.
Thank you. Proper motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes 2-0. So we'll now go into executive session. We'll come offline, then we'll resume, and we'll give a summary of the discussion, and then we'll consider the motion before us. Okay, welcome back, Larimer County. We just concluded an executive session regarding a personnel matter. At this time, we'll ask our Mark, if you please once again introduce yourself and give us a quick summary of our conversation, and we'll go from there.
As Commissioners, Mark Pfaffinger, Sports Services Director. We had a discussion regarding employee Kristen Dasco. Due to a reorganization, the request to allow her to keep a portion of her pay above the top of the pay scale of the new position she's being reorganized into. That was the discussion.
Thank you, Mark. Commissioner, any questions or comments? Alrighty then. There's a motion before us. Would you please offer that motion?
Certainly. I move the Board of County Commissioners to approve the waiver of Larimer County Human Services Policy 331.5, Section 3-C-1 for employee Kristen Dasco to retain her current compensation above the maximum of the range.
Thank you.
Can I make one correction? That was the human resources policy, just for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Resource.
We do it all the time. Human services,
Yep,
human
sorry.
resources. Thank you.
Resources, I apologize.
Thank you for catching that, and no worries. So we do have a motion regarding Larimer County Human Resources Policy on a particular employee. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That passes 2-0. I believe we have concluded our work for this morning. Somewhat of a record time. It is 10:09 a.m. We are adjourned.